boys and girls, welcome back to the Dota 2 Champions League. I'm Lysander, joined here by Mikelorus. First of all, I have to thank my, all the people that made this possible, Face It, as well as Epic Esports Events. These guys are responsible for bringing you guys the awesome that is the Dota 2 Champions League, so give them a pat on the back. Alright, we have Fantastic 5 versus Flipside Tactics. We are down to the last BO1 for today. We'll have more BO1s tomorrow, including Alliance, I believe. So I'm excited for that. But for now, we'll have some good old Fantastic 5 with Illidan, our favorite CIS carry. I think debatable, but you know, we'll see what Mike thinks about that. Do you agree? Is he our favorite?
I don't really know if I have a favorite. Okay. I think he's definitely one of the standouts.
Definitely.
There's that.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna play favoritism. You know, that's just not how I roll. But Illidan is certainly an impressive player. I think
he's
RMN.
Cool because of his name too. Yeah, Illidan, one of
oh
my
yeah,
favorite
for sure.
characters
Like that's like half the reason why he's still in this scene, right? Because he has a cool name. I'm just not really, but I think RMN also needs to get a lot of credit. Plays really solid on pretty much any hero that he's given. I don't think I've ever seen a really disappointing game from RMN, so he's always someone to look out for as well.
Yo, and I believe 633 is BZZ. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Yes.
I am right. Alright. BZZ. Yeah, I think that's everyone's favorite Enigma, Russian Enigma. He's the guy that started it all, I think. But, you know.
No, that's PGG.
What?
PGG is the Enigma player.
Oh, wait, no. This is the Pugner.
The Pugner.
Alright, he's Mr. Meme. Alright, there we go. We got him. Alright, yeah, so I mixed it up. But yeah, he is the Pugner set guy. We'll see if he has the Netherlord Regalia. He doesn't play Pugner anymore, I've heard. But that's kind of sad. But yeah, he does have a self-made golden one, I believe.
He plays mid for the team, so I doubt they're going to give him Pugner.
Hey, could happen.
That'll be really weird if they do.
For the memes, but yeah, sooner or later we'll see it, I think. But I'm still waiting for the golden Netherlord Regalia to hit the scene, you know.
10 seconds.
Get those dank memes in gold. But for now, we'll have Fantastic 5 starting the draft with a Darkseer Mirana, and Flipside going for a rather popular hero now, the Nyx Assassin. I believe I saw Forev. Was it Forev? Recently. He was someone linked his Dota buff, and he has been playing on EU because he moved to Secret, right?
Yeah, he's killing everyone with it.
And he's been killing it in the MMR scene. He's been robbing the MMR bank with Nyx Assassin, no less, because of how powerful he is now with the Aetherlens and the Aghanim Scepter. People realize that instead of just blink jumping someone, you just go in with the Aetherlens, burrow into the fight, and just spam Impale and Mana Burn. It makes for such an obnoxious hero to deal with. The Impale range being at like 1,000 with Aetherlens at 6 seconds of cooldown, Mana Burn at like absurd ranges, so it's just a crazy teamfight item. And once you add 4 stuff on top of that, you can reposition while borrowed, and that I think is my favorite point of that whole thing. Nyx Assassin is one of my heroes, one of the heroes that I really enjoy playing, but I can't play well. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a treat here. Although Flipside is. They have changed their squad a few times, have they?
Yeah, both these two teams have they're totally
because
CIS shuffle victims. Right? 100%. Everyone has played with everyone. I'm pretty sure at any given stage in this group of players right now. So I would assume that they're pretty familiar with one another. But the Nyx Assassin, he's always had a good kind of early mid game. It's the late game where he doesn't really do all that much, except for now, as you already alluded to. But Shadow Demon, the pick, with Flipside now grabbing the OD, will have 2 bubble effects in the Astral Imprisonment and the Disruption. So they'll be able to save any one given target for a very long time. And they might need it too, because Fantastic 5, they have a lot of burst damage after the setup. Like the Kunkka combo and the Mirana combo. If you just bubble someone out of that, waste all the spells of the enemy side, it'll be hard to lose the fight after.
It does. They do set up for good Nyx stuns as well, so there is a second utility to that. And what I'm actually curious is what they combo with this. You know, the last game we had the OD just fueling the Pugner's constant blasts. This game, I don't know. What's there to abuse with OD? You know, or is OD abusable on his own?
I feel like last game was more the exception than the rule, where you get value out of Essence Aura being an aura and not just a personal effect. But in most games, if it's just a personal effect, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. This is probably one of those games. Yeah, there'll be times when Nick Assassin, kind of a mana-hungry hero, is going to get an Essence proc, and then he's going to be feeling pretty good about himself. But even if he doesn't, it's not that a big deal. And as far as ganking the OD's lane, it really does depend on who the opponent is going to be. And it looks like it's going to be a Razor at this stage. It's going to be real hard for what Flipside have, at least for right now, to apply pressure to a Razor. Whereas conversely, Kunkka, Mirana, and regardless of where these lanes end up for Fantastic Five, applying pressure to the OD is at least going to be possible. So Fantastic Five, they do have a lot of solid laning. That's pretty much what they have in spades. It's a little bit more abusable than what Flipside can do, vice versa.
All right. Razor pick. Does seem very mid-gamey to pick a Razor. Ooh, I love me some Luna because have you seen the disruption with Luna? She just takes out everything with the glaives.
It's pretty dirty, like especially when you kill the tier 3 and then the Raxes are exposed to bouncing.
Destroy all the real estate, yeah.
Dude, I love that. That's my favorite thing of all time, being a Luna fan. But outside of that, she will have the disruption kind of offensively. But it's also one of these heroes that really gets a lot of benefit off of having these double bubble effects. You could disrupt her just to save her from burst damage, and that's really what Luna is weak against. And you also have the Astral Imprisonment to do very much so the same thing. As far as the timing push is concerned, Flipside will have a devastating mid-game play where they will have Nick Assassin to set up for the fight, and then OD and Luna to apply all that damage. Maybe versus the structures, it'll be a little bit less than they would like, but that's where the Shadow Demon comes in. So I really do like what Flipside have. I feel like Fantastic Five, they have to find someone who can be very assertive and make sure to start the fights on their own terms. Someone like the Nick Assassin on the other end.
Alright, we'll see what happens here. Luna is a hero that I always enjoy seeing because of how unique the hero is with the Luna Blessing. And the Eclipse, the Aghanim's upgrade has always been a point of debate. A lot of people, I'm one included, think it's a really powerful upgrade. On the other hand, I don't often see pros going for it. They always deviate, maybe go Dragonlance first because the item's just amazing on Luna. Dragonlance, Ring of Aquila, and then sometimes they decide that it's not important, so they go Drums of Manta and build other things. But I think getting the Aghanims, if you want to get it, the earlier you get it, the better, because of how powerful it is before enemy gets items. You can just team wipe easily.
It really does depend, I think, mostly on what the enemy team has. Like right now, you probably aren't going to be doing that because you have a Wall of Replica on the other side, and if you go all in onto your Eclipse, and you get a wall dropped on you, then it will do absolutely nothing. So it is kind of a risky way to build Luna, but I do think it's viable. I've seen a couple of
with
Luna
Void
players
pass. With Void, it's just pretty much a slaughter.
Yeah, but you have to make sure it's always going to be inherently risky because you're going all in on your ultimate.
It's very cooldown reliant, but it's very fun to watch and triple kill worthy. But the thing is, Fantastic Five, they are drafting somewhat. Oh wow! Okay, another cheese pick. This is a cheese pick, right? Is Undying cheese?
Not as cheesy as last game, but
okay.
I would say it's still more cheese than not.
They're gonna run at you. This is a run at you game. And I kind of like it. I like the Nyx Assassin against the Darkseer. I wouldn't be surprised if they went Nyx safe lane versus Darkseer and they went aggressive try with the Undying. Because that's what Undying is for, right?
To get that early game edge, to abuse the Undying is one thing, to abuse Undying and Luna together is quite another. You could force several heroes out of lane at any given time, and for Fantastic Five, I mean, their combos are kind of nice, but when you're going into 3 heroes at a time, it's so hard to land like a perfect X into arrow or just an arrow in general on a target that you really want to. So Flipside will be able to assertively push the early game, and for Fantastic Five, I don't know, they just kind of have to just deal with it and hope they can get some observers and sentries up for the Nyx Assassin later. The power play for Flipside is going to be coming very early, and I don't know if Fantastic Five will have enough power at that stage, unless they always land boat combos with the Kunkka and the Darkseer. If they do that, if they land those pretty consistently, then yeah, they'll be able to hold this off, but it's going to be tough.
Well, I'm holding back on judgment. Undying, every game that I watch Undying in has failed thus far. So I'm not a believer. But speaking of believing, we've got some Chen, played by Yol, and I do believe that guy is very good on that hero, so we'll see how much he can offset this aggressive tri-lane. But the thing is, with Chen, you're going into the jungle for at least a minute or two, and I'm not sure your teammates can spare that kind of time against this aggressive tri-lane.
It is going to be pretty costly, but there is so much upside there in the fact that if you do get a decent set of creeps, if you get an okay setup, one successful Chen gank, and that if the tri-lane is offensive, Flipside is just dead at that point. They can't really afford to go back because they're so far behind after that point. It is one of Yol's more comfortable heroes, so there is that going for him, but it does seem like Flipside have enough answers, at least some decent answers to the Chen. It is also a hero that just makes Luna's Eclipse a lot worse, so there is that also.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, we're gonna be hopping into the game. Alright, there we go. So, F5. I would say they're favored, but then again, I see a lot of very, very good players on Flipside as well. Vansko, Seedoy. So, I don't know. I don't really know what to think about this. We'll see how the cores are, because I don't recognize some of the Flipside cores. But Fantastic 5, they got Illidan, so I see people saying that, you know, it's really up to Illidan if he feels like being all YOLO this round, or if he decides to take it seriously. So we'll see if he does play his crazy style, or is he gonna play some safe play this game. But yeah, you mentioned some good things for Iron Man and Yul, so we'll see how well they do this game. It's really up to the Chen to get things done early, otherwise they're gonna get overrun by this tri-lane, I believe. So
yeah, it's the Chen who has to do it. No one else is really capable of doing it on Flipside. Maybe Razor plays, but the matchups don't really seem good enough for the Razor to be able to abuse static link like we saw in game 1 today, where the Razor just trounced his lane opponent. That shouldn't be happening.
alright, so anyway, I was listening. I took a little bit of time listening to the stream, and I don't hear any static.
There's a little bit, but chat's being whiny about it.
Well, hopefully it doesn't disrupt too much, guys. Yeah, I'll try sort it out today, and we'll see what happens after that. But you know, can't fix anything in the middle of the game. But you know, I did check it. And with regards to the echoing in Dota TV, I think both of our mute co-caster thing has been checked, so I don't believe it should echo anymore. I don't know why. Maybe it's a bug.
But anyway, I don't know,
we're not gonna bother about that.
Dota TV is always just completely shitty.
It's a little bit screwy sometimes, but we're gonna hop into the game, and hopefully you guys can bear with it for a bit, you know? Yeah, so Illidan, he is going boots first on his Razor. It's a build that's been recommended sometimes, you know, you just want to run someone down with static link and just chase them out of lane, so... We'll see how these lanes are run so far. It's they look like they're shifting their tri-lane down and predicting this Nyx Assassin safe lane from Flipside. I mean, it's pretty obvious that that's what they're gonna do. So it might see a lane musical chair thing going on. But either way, I don't like Darkseer's chances here. But the good thing about this early lane setup is they buy time if there is going to be lane rotations for Chen to get underway instead of just going straight into that tri lane at the start. So I kind of like what F5 are doing, but we'll see what they can put out. Shadow Poison level 1 for the Shadow Demon. Wow.
Yeah, just the harassment. If there was something to set up, I'm sure he would have disruption. But he'll now know that there's a Darkseer on the other end. That's going to be perfectly fine for Shotchlow. Like, he's going up against just a Mirana. Nyx Assassin has the armor, has the shield, has the increased health regen more so than other heroes. So he's going to be able to take all the arrows in the world and still is going to be getting a decent amount of farm. And the same can't really be said about Lolik. He will be constantly shadow poisoned. At a certain point, disruption will be up, in which case Surge used by the Darkseer will be immediately responded to by disruption, and then Surge is essentially wasted. They are going to run around their lanes a little bit Flipside, just get a little bit more of an advantage. But for F5, it almost seems like it doesn't matter what the standing lanes are like. It matters so much more what Yul is able to put in.
Yeah, RMN now running up to TMW, say my wow? That's the name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, the old D is gonna have a little bit of issues here. Yeah, they're gonna chase him down, run him down with the Razor. Standard Razor playbook, you know, get that boots early, drain your damage, and then you pretty much take your ability to fight back out of the equation. And with the Kunkka just running in and out once in a while to cause trouble, it's gonna be a fun lane for him.
Well, Chen is arriving to a little bit more than he would like. I don't think they could kill him unless he like body blocks himself or something like that. But while the Chen is not killing anyone, that's, you know, just Flipside being happy with that. Especially with the double damage rune. It's pretty good.
It's gonna do some damage. The bounty rune is picked up by D2CL, so he's level 2 now. He should be safe from any kind of pressure, but Seedoi is gonna get free farm on the top lane. So of all places, the Dire's off lane is where they're well, the Dire safe lane is where he gets his good farm. Vanscore meanwhile is gonna start poisoning Lolik, but he's only level 1, so really can't threaten this D2CL too much. RMN on the other hand, it could be facing some trouble with the double damage here. Just taking a few taps there, but there is a Kunkka with boots, so it's gonna be very rough to do any kind of damage to him.
And there's a big difference of what's going on here with the cores of either side. Like Seedoi, he's farming top lane, and I guess BZZ is also farming his respective off lane. But at a certain point, Luna can just start auto-attacking, get the Ring of Aquila, and then bulldoze down the towers, even through these Ion Shells. Whereas for the Mirana, there's not really going to be a huge point in her game where she could say, okay, now it's time to kill Shochlo. Now I'm going to kill an assassin. That just doesn't come unless she gets a rotation from the Chen and the Kunkka. And even then, it's not guaranteed. So there's just a lot more standing power here for Flipside and a lot more threat towards the safe lane towers. Lolik can't hold it by himself. So as this progresses, it is going to be Flipside getting ahead, albeit just slightly, while the Chen is unable to really get that much action on his hands. He's not even farming. He's just roaming around kind of unsuccessfully since his Centaur was actually picked off by the Undying with the Decay.
But then on the other hand, your Undying really isn't getting too much out of it. He's only level 2. You really want to get more on the board here. And when you're undermanned, is that the right word, in these kind of lane situations, it's kind of tough. And he doesn't have the tombstone just yet. He needs that level 3, otherwise these dives could be very life-threatening for them. RMN, oh, taking a lot of tower shots. Not how he wants to go in, and yeah, now taking a few hits there is BZZ. Taking quite a chunk of damage. The Torrent is gonna airball. And I mean, it's alright so far for the Undying, but you know, he really wants to get more out of this instead of just passive farming.
Well, if he's guaranteeing the Nyx Assassin farm while at the same time keeping the Mirana pretty much at parity, it's, you know, not ideal for the Undying. You want to be going 3v3 as often as you can, but that's just not in the cards in this game. And he's still getting a decent amount of experience and ensuring that Shochlo has kind of a smoothed out early game, which could be a little bit of a problem sometimes for the Darkseer. For the Nyx Assassin rather, as the Darkseer is getting poked at and is actually in a lot of trouble. If he moves up too far, there's one Shadow Poison and the bubble. I think he's just dead.
There's a Lucent Beam. Yep, there you go. Beam. That's first blood as well. Seedoi. Gonna be pretty happy with that. Salamene. We'll see what he builds into, because I think that's the most important thing. He's going for the Ring of Aquila. That's the standard one. We'll see if he continues on for a Dragonlance. I think that should be the other one that's pretty obvious.
Well, I mean, as I said, like, Mirana can't do anything similar right now. Chen's only level 2. And Chen's actually like kind of under the gun with these dual lanes. Flipside just have more powerful super early game heroes than what Fantastic 5 have. Really will hit their peak, you know, 10, 15 minutes past this point. At the 15, 20 minute mark is really when their heroes start to get going. But if they're hamstrung this early, things might get a little bit rough for them. Even mid lane, like, it's both heroes completely on an island, and they're both not really doing all that much.
Well, we'll see what they do. I mean, Chen, I think he's doing the right thing now. Just go into the jungle, get up those levels. You know, that's the power of Chen. You know, you are able to farm up the jungle, and you're kind of independent of creep waves. You don't have to be there, you can just get some extra sources of experience elsewhere. So you just let the Mirana. She's in no danger of dying. I really don't think she'll die to an Undying Nyx, unless she makes some crazy mistakes. But you know, leave the Mirana be and go for a gank somewhere else. Farm the jungle. Ganking mid might be a good idea. Oh, here comes the Undying. Gonna get caught out. There's still no tombstone on him. He doesn't. Yeah, he didn't go for the tombstone. The arrow's gonna airball, and that's gonna be that, I think. And oh, the Centaurs get him though. That's one. And is there gonna be another one? The Starstorm is gonna land. There we go. That's enough. He will take out the Undying, and now Shashlo in a lot of trouble as well. Leap forward there by BZZ, thinking about following up with another spell, but no mana available for him. And yeah, we'll chase out the Undying.
Not able to get anything off, actually. Like, you go for Soul Rip, you gotta use the Soul Rip. That Centaur stun lasted much longer than I thought it would. I thought he was gonna be just fine, just Soul Rip, decay, walk away, but apparently not. So they are able to kill him off once. That is a okay-ish start for Yul. He would much rather get that going a lot earlier than it already has, especially since the other offlane has had a lot more success, and they are actually ready to go in a little bit deeper now. Seedoi has the Eclipse. There's no way that Law can tank an Eclipse and survive that, so he's just going to probably stand back from the lane. Send down the Ion Shells, yes, the Soul Ring, but it's not really going to be enough to keep Seedoi from chipping at this tower, and to a substantial degree just by himself as well, like no help needed.
Oh, bad score. He's got Disruption as well as Shadow Poison, but no Soul Catcher. Oh, he's dying to the Ion Shell. Is he going to die? Yeah, he's disrupted himself to distract the creeps away from him, and wow, I don't think he really wanted to do that, but that was unfortunate. And well, Iron Shell is really annoying. Yeah, he's gonna kill himself now. That's a quick TP home. But yeah, Iron Shell is just really obnoxious for supports to deal with.
You gotta try to kite them out all the time. You can only kite for so long before you run out of places to run, or you drag them into the tower or something, or drag them into your own creep wave or something like that. But it does seem like this game is going to be definitely the slower of the games. Moonlight Shadow is now up. Razor can't really do a hell of a lot with that. They can still, like, I guess camp down this bottom lane. The tower is being chipped down, doing no small part to just there being a Chen in this game, but it is not easy for them to take down. Like, once an Undying comes in, or once any additional hero comes in, the push should be stopped. There is no fortification here. Undying doesn't have Tombstone, so we can't bust through these trees.
They could catch
but they're gonna go for it.
Oh, they're gonna BZZ. They're gonna find him. No, they're not. Just gonna push it back, and the Tomato will get caught out by Shashlo. Oh, gets stunned up. Get caught out. Torn will follow up. They fall him out, and they save him with the bubble. So no kill, but it will be a tower deny coming out here from Flipside. So they do get the gold denial, but it's still a tier 1 loss here in their safe lane. So 2,000 gold will favor Flipside, actually. So good for them.
Yeah, they have Seedoi just teleported down because he killed off the top tier 1. So it's a tower destruction for Flipside and a tower denial on their side as well. Plus with the right heroes to keep pushing this advantage. So this is looking like a pretty darn good early game for the Flipside squad. Mid lane's still on their respective islands, and that's still perfectly fine for both of those heroes. But still, the towers are going to start falling, I think, a little bit more rapidly in favor of the Radiant and the Dire, especially once Shashlo gets his level 6, which he's very, very close to. That's one of the probably more powerful increases of power from any of these heroes in the game, just level 6 having that Vendetta.
Yeah, I'm still very confused with this Undying skill build. I mean, I get the high DK levels, but I feel like Soul Rip doesn't get its full potential at level 3 so early in the game without Tombstone. Like, you don't have that many units to drain from.
Yeah.
It's like 14 units? Where do you get 14 units? I mean, there's 7 now,
here.
But
I don't know. I feel like it's definitely 3 points. Soul Rip is excessive, I think.
Yeah, 2
like,
is
2
usually
I can understand.
Nice sweet spot there with 12, but level 3, it's crazy.
And this is a hero that usually doesn't get a ton of experience either, so you got to make every single point count.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I feel like skipping Tombstone is like skipping one of the 2 ultimates that Undying has, so it's kind of weird. It's like Terrorblade not going for Metamorphosis. It's just really weird to me. Maybe he has an idea that we don't know about. He is amassing braces though. That is something I can see. Maybe they're trying to abuse it with the OD aura. Is that it? Maybe that's it, right? Spam whole
Oh,
spells.
that is it, dude. Yeah, that is exactly it. But I'm
it's still weird.
still
Not to
pretty
go
sure that
tombstone.
that's not worth it.
It's still not worth it. But oh well. And there's the Luna with the disruption. There's gonna buy some, tank some of that damage there for the Luna, allowing her to clear up the stacks. So far it's only 1 for 1. It's Chinese though. Wow. 11 minutes.
Trying to take top tier 1. Chen has a very dangerous army here. Assassin can't do anything, but they'll just trade it for the mid lane. We'll wrap around, and oh, Illidan's in a lot of trouble.
Yep, the Razor gonna get hit by that Loosen Beam. The Disruption's gonna buy time for another round of attacks, and that, well, 3 points in Soul Rip, 4 points now. It's gonna send him into the ground there, but I still think it's kind of weird. But you know, add some Tombstone maybe.
Like, the difference, by the way, guys, between like level 3 and level 4, probably on average, is going to just be like 50 damage at most.
In the start, OD's here. He's gonna set things up with Lolik. The Purge removes the Surge out, and now he's caught there. One of the great things about Shadow Demon against Darks here, but there comes the wall. Oh, TMW healed by that level 4 Soul Rip. Destroys them with the counterplay. Now 4 and 1 there, then push. They're completely offset by the Shadow Demon initiation at the start. We can lag a little bit there. Server's giving a little trip. But flip side, taking a excellent fight, 4 and 1, and Darkseer and Chen go down. Very odd picks, and the execution a little bit fuzzy there.
Shachlo also getting the perfect Vendetta Impale, stunning the Chen and his entire army. So he just could do absolutely no micro the entire time. You should be feeling pretty good about that. Now, actually no, there's still a bottom lane tier 1, but still, Flipside do have the luxury of moving around the map a lot more free than F5. And Shachlo's on the hunt, and Illidan is looking like a pretty good target.
Shachlo is going for the Aghanims as well. If you see his items, not going for any blink or whatnot, just going for that Aghanims and being naughty with that long range. So we'll see what Shachlo does. This Chen, he's in danger of getting ganked there, but I think he smells a rat, so he's not gonna push the issue there. Next retreats to the safety of his team. He's gonna just back off for now.
Well, Undying level 7 maxed out Soul Rip, 6-second cooldown on the heal is pretty darn good. Just spam that one out whenever, even though he may not be getting full unit value out of it, but they're looking for bottom lane now. Oleg's lagging a little bit. He's in a lot of trouble now.
They banished the Kunkka, and the Kunkka did go for 3 points in the Tidebringer as well. Oh, Shachlo getting hit by the boat and the Starstorm, big vacuum. Lolik getting healed up there by his buddy. Now on the Hand of God, the banish comes out from the OD. The X mark is gonna miss there, but the plasma field should be enough. The Undying will fall, and that was a great set of counterplay coming out here from F5. They keep all their members alive there, stick charges and everything else. Now Yo getting banished there by the OD. Okay, poison will come, and that is gonna be enough to purge as well. And for a moment I thought it was gonna be a mistake, but in the end it was not. It's more than enough there to take out that Chen. So it's now 1 for 1. The Chen dying as well as the Undying. This tier 1 tower still up. The wall is down, so I don't think F5 will be able to hold it. It's also possible why RMN has gone for 3 points in Tidebringer to try and clear it away.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
see more X marks for Torrents. Oh, TMW takes a big arrow. They're gonna immediately disrupt him, save his life. The stun comes out. Oh, the banish. A little bit of miscomm there. Really don't want to have too much miscommunication going on there. Meanwhile, Illidan trying to get some work done here. He is dropping down low there. The veil is applied on him, so yeah. OD once again going veil, so I think the stats are just really good for OD, and it just helps his team in terms of magical damage.
In this game, he actually has some Astral Imprisonment, so he actually has some self-synergy with the Veil, as opposed to last, which he just had Arcane Orb and Essence Aura, so Veil did absolutely nothing for him, damage-wise.
Very random vote there, just taking out the creep wave, and now TMW just looking for that banish to set something up, but not gonna be the case here as they clone the Luna once again, just pile on this tower. This Torrent is gonna land on Seedoy, nobody sidesteps it, he just perfectly sees that a leap away from BZZ. He is now stuck in the trees though, so he has to play very careful there. Poison tags onto RMN. They're going forward, looking for X mark, but it's a level 1 X mark, so it's gonna be very tough. Plasma field once again, tagging onto him, but now the Purge goes out, doesn't hit, it doesn't kill the Razor. It will just slow him, push him back. Now the bandage comes out. Maybe a stun to follow up. No stun so far, but a poison. He's tagging our man. He's losing a lot of lives. And yeah, they gotta back off. So they give up this tier 2 push for now. They leave it at half health and they will just back off.
And that's such a smart push there from Flipside. Like, not with the intent of going in super ham, not even with the intent of killing off the tower. They know that Yul's army is pretty much dead. So they know that he has to rearm it. And now they're going to abuse that fact, although Yul's baiting super hard right now.
Yeah, but I think they know. Seems a little too easy. And in the end, he will just give up the jig and go back up to his teammates. Seedoy, meanwhile, is pushing. He has the Helm Dominator. No Dragonlance for the Luna, actually. Surprising. Going for Yasha straight into the Helm. You imagine Dragonlance is really good on her. Very valuable item as well, adding to a lot of tankiness. They got other plans.
If you're not gonna go for that kind of Ags build, even if you do go for the Ags build, usually it starts off with the Dragonlance just because value-wise, it's pretty much as good as it gets. But I mean, these items are kind of like a little more old school, still just as effective at doing what you need to do, which is tank through the burst damage and kill all the towers afterwards, especially with the disruptions from the Shadow Demon. So it will still get the job done, and it looks like they're going to look to get the job done up towards top. Flipside, or Fnatic 5 rather, they do have their pretty sizable Chen army. Looks like he's missing one. Does have the Hand of God. There is split push going on towards the bottom lane, so it is F5. They could just stall this out a little bit. They should be okay to let this tower go.
Yeah, there's a lot of odd TPs going out here. The Luna TP, the OD TPing middle to defend, and making this push pretty much pointless without the OD. So very odd movement there from the OD, but still. Oh, Illidan getting purged up. That is not where he wants to be. They're gonna try and kill off the Nyx Assassin, but nope. He's gonna get tagged up by his own plasma field. Gonna cause him to get stunned up. They're gonna disrupt him by a little bit more time. There's 3 stacks of poison right now, and just be very careful.
OD's cutting him off.
There's the Veil. Oh, there's the OD. Well, having to commit the Sanity's Eclipse though, so it is a ultimate down for Razor. Guess he can sleep better. Illidan can sleep better knowing that, but still, it is a kill nonetheless. So this Undying build is triggering me.
Radiant's middle tower is under
4400 double bracer.
Huh?
I don't know about this build either.
Oh,
but they
easy.
Mirana.
Maybe they finally
Mirana.
get him.
She has a leap level 4 plus a TP.
Oh, spikes. Thinking about it. Oh, the stun misses. And yeah, that's not gonna happen. Decay. Oh no, it's not gonna happen. Impale missing there. Instant TP out there. Quick play from the Mirana. And yeah, this Chen army nearly killing off the Nyx Assassin if he wasn't careful. But this is giving Seedoy a lot of time to farm. And he's getting that Manta very, very early. Yeah. There's nothing to Manta out of actually. It's just for sieging, I think.
Yes. I don't think you can get rid of anything else, but I mean, he's got a pretty decent sized Ancient Stack with the Alpha Wolf behind him, with no real pressure on him either. Flip side, usually when you pick up a Luna, you want to play a little bit more aggressively. You don't want to go super late with the hero. And in this game, you still don't, but just by virtue of having good matchups on the other end, of having like a carry Mirana on the other side, a Razor on the other side, their scaling isn't really substantially better than Seedoy's, so he can afford to take this game a little bit slower, especially with an OD on his side as well. Now that he has that stack, he is pretty darn loaded. Plus they have the Dragonlance actually on crazy, Tamai Wild. The OD has the range, plus he's got a Hurricane Pike en route.
Oh, with this DD, they could be looking at Rush.
Oh, double damage OD is pretty good.
Yeah, double damage, a lot of things are really good. But I think Luna's going to get that, and he's going to manage her first, and going for that Roche. Or maybe they look for a fight here. I think Nyx has scouted out Nyx has scouted out the Kunkka. They know something's up there. Shashlo going to be hunting there, and Armin, no sir, you're not running. And Armin gonna go down. So one hero down, they might look the Roche now. 30 seconds without the Kunkka boat is a good window to get that boss. And once you get that Aegis, it's high ground time, I think. Or at least a couple of tier 2s.
Tier 2s first.
Yeah.
Let's not be too crazy here, but either way, Roshan is not going to last all that long. They have the Flesh Golem active. No Tombstone, unfortunately. This is really where you would love to have it. Just plop it down on one of these cliff edges, and then everyone F5 just will spot it.
Moonlight. Oh, the vacuum though. Wow. Big hits there. The Roshan so low. This could be the turnaround that they're looking for. F5 with a huge vacuum. The hero of the game there. The stun from the Nyx Assassin, not enough there. The Aegis stolen there by the Mirana. And oh man, this is something you should always look out for. The Darkseer play. That is going to be so huge there. Shashlo stun him up, but oh no, the choke point will get that TMW going for the hits as fast as possible, but the Razor takes him out. The boat a little bit off the marks there. And now Roger going to try and run away in time. Will he get out? Yes, he will bail. The arrow just going to be really a few seconds short there. And Lodlik, the hero of the game there, the blink into the vacuum onto the high ground. Very standard Roshan counter tactics, but well, looks like Flipside got themselves flipped, got the tables flipped on them, and losing the Aegis as well as their Luna and OD, huge loss.
That could have been avoided by like so many things. First of all, I don't think they knew that Darkseer had a Blink Dagger. He hasn't shown it off. I may be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they did not know about that Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
If they did have that 1 point Tombstone on the other side,
oh,
they
finally
could have
got the
Blink
Flash
Dagger.
Gold. And that wouldn't have happened with the Tombstone.
Yeah.
Saying.
Soul Rip Decay doesn't do anything in that situation. Tombstone does cancel Blink Daggers. Maybe it wouldn't have worked out perfectly, but at least they could have had some sort of counterplay, saw him coming or something, because vacuuming that many heroes up and then also eliminating the enemy's Eclipse because you drop a wall on her, so Eclipse doesn't do anything versus your own heroes.
Just took a lot of damage
illusions.
because of that as well. Because the illusions kept dying and then they kept cloning again, so you took a lot of damage.
And you get Lunar Blessing from the illusions, which is pretty sweet.
Okay. I mean, the aura consistency is not there. Some auras don't transfer. Some...
I think you get all auras.
Pretty sure not all auras spread. I don't know that for sure.
I'm gonna say any given illusion carrying an aura will have that aura.
Draw auras will transfer, you think?
I mean, it's a redundant aura though. Oh, BZZ.
All your range heroes get it. I mean, but okay, Nyx Assassin getting caught out, getting shot by that Kunkka, but BZZ taking a huge chunk of damage there. Shashlo gonna tase down there by the Razor. Pretty much just walk down, but now Razor gonna get caught out. There is a Torrent ready to do some damage, but the Eclipse will say no to Illidan and they shut the door in his face, so it's gonna be 1 for 2 there. They get a pick off. The OD bubble very good at locking down targets for future pickoffs. So Roger finally getting a point in Tombstone. I think we can all rejoice.
Get 2 points in Tombstone, instantly get 2 kills.
Can't be
Clearly,
a coincidence, right?
The math is there. Statistics are on our side, guys.
Look at these Lunas going to town there on his tower. Just illusions.
Double damage.
And again, another
Keep painting
disruption.
them with disruption also, while the main one farms an ancient stack to 3,000 gold.
This is pretty good stuff. Just illusions. 600 health gone from the tower, and this isn't even a farm Luna. It's just a Manta style Luna. It's pretty good. Meanwhile, our man has got himself a armlet. I think one of the more damage reliable, one of the more reliable damage builds here for Kunkka. You know, just turn on the armlet, slap them with the splash, and turn it off. Very good item for Kunkka's.
It's kind of the I think Lanham played it first this way, or at
Attacker,
least the way I saw him play it first this way. Just play like a support, but itemize like a carry. And I mean, he does it pretty darn well. Unfortunately, just with 2-1-1 score, Kunkka played as support, quote unquote. Hasn't really done all that much just yet, and
because he did go for 3 Tightbringers, and that really curbs a lot of your ganking ability. You know, usually you want to go higher levels in X so that you can catch someone out with X.
It's him leaning on the Chen a lot to set up those kills, and Chen also didn't do it. So it seems like everyone is kind of leaning on each other to get it done, and just with without having that really successful Chen early game, that's still hurting F5 right now.
I mean, it is a level 4 Soul Rip, right? It's a lot of heal.
It is hard to play up against this Undying. He's actually turned one of his bracer into a drums. I mean, obviously you would. But now they're gonna smoke up. See, do I get a new item? Oh, we got a fresh BKB. This is gonna be a very aggressive attempt here for Flipside.
And we got an egg as well for the Nyx Assassin. I'm looking forward to it. He's gonna do some lurker Dota. Waiting for it. Disruption will come. They're gonna use illusions to play this one safe. And there you go. Nyx has set up shop here, right under this. This is a defensive setup. There is no way they're fighting into this. I think this is so insane.
They have like the tower of Nyx Assassin behind them, the siege engine of Sidoi, everyone in backup, including the save of the Shadow Demon. The tower is down. They don't have to use any resources, like at all, to kill it off. The other lanes are pushing in, so they can't go straight for the high ground. But they can do what they just did to the side lanes, and it's really hard for F5 to punish that. They have to, I don't know, like find a situation where you can X marks and kill off someone by themselves or arrow someone randomly. Someone has to be out of position, and once Flipside get into that position, it's impossible to get them out of that position.
Yeah, because the Nyx Assassin, he's just digging into the trenches there, and that's going to town. It's very difficult to uproot him without significant bursts because he has 40% damage mitigation as well as invisibility as well as max HP regen per second. It's just insane how much value he gets from that barrow. And this is such a fun Aghanims to watch. I hope there is a fight that can actually properly show this rather than one that ends really quickly. So
it's not even like at its strongest in these situations. It's at its strongest when you're defending high ground or holding Roche or something like that. Then it's really good. Now it's just like kind of okay, mediocre, but still doing its job.
It doesn't have the Aether Lens.
Oh, they got another double damage rune. That's not fair, dude.
Yeah, another double damage.
Well, Rift Tower. The tower is so dead. I don't think it's worth F5 being here.
Yeah, well, they gotta try sometime. The double damage is gonna make sure they run out of towers really fast. Iron Man, he does throw out a good cleave. Oh no, Sidoi getting caught out. He has a BKB though, and now Illidan getting purged there. Very well done there. Then 633, BZZ getting caught out, and now there's the bail. The tombstone is taken out there. Now he has to rely on his soul rip and decays. Iron Man, there's a cleave. Sidoi gonna get banished once again. He's stunned on Sidoi. He's gonna pop that ultimate and it goes to town on the entire Chen army, and that's it. Chen, he has to go to the jungle to search for more conscripts because he's out of it. Yo, he only has his spells left and a 4-star, no mech even. Oh, the OD drops the ultimate on the Darkseer, takes him out right away. He has got a lot of intel stacked there. 8 intel ready already, and Illidan very low there. The boat is going out. The disruption will come. It's going to miss completely, and here comes the Lunar Illusions. They're just going to go to town there and just cleave away at the base. And now the OD going in with the banish. That's going to set up a spell on that Chen maybe. Oh, the Lucent Beam is not going to be enough. The arrow missing once again. I feel like not enough arrows have connected here. Yo, could get picked off by the OD solo. Immediately blinked out. And TMW is doing so much work on this game. Now Shashlo with the Barrow looking to make some plays there, but immediately goes into the Vendetta that wants to relocate his position.
They are down 2 of their bigger ultimates in the, I guess both of their eclipses. So going in for more is going to be a little bit risky, knowing there's still a wall, level 4 vacuum wall on the side of F5. Yes, there's no Chen creep, so he's almost completely useless. But pushing this too far is a little bit risky for the Flipside squad. Probably backing off or just waiting for some more sucker to come out of position is a better idea here for Flipside. But man, they already found so much success just in that within that last fight.
Look at that illusion.
You can see Soul Rip at this point and a couple extra points is pretty nice. Although Tombstone level 2 is not really extremely impressive. F5 are now the gates are open for the Glades.
Oh man, they don't even have to risk their own lives. This is frustrating. Look at this. This is actually really ridiculous. Look at that. Oh, OD comes in, sees Yo, drops 2 orbs on him, nearly kills him. And yeah, this is what you like watching, right? Just the bounces going out.
It's like ballet.
Yeah. It's just insane. Oh, here comes the impale. This holding position right now. The vacuum comes in, and this could be their play. Dropping low is the Undying. He gets banished immediately by his teammate. Very big play there. Seedoy gonna get himself burned. Blinking away from the arrow. Again, another arrow not connecting. And the Nyx Assassin not spending his time burrow there. Gonna get whipped down by Illidan. The gem is on the ground. They lose 3 heroes, and they keep their racks. So a great push forward there from F5, but I feel like Flipside, they shouldn't have broken formation and has kept with the illusion push. You know, I think OD jumping in there opened up the lines a little bit for F5 to squeeze in the defense, and as a result, their push gets halted. They lose a lot of heroes, and F5 with some big ultimates keep the dream alive.
Yeah, they're just towing the line a little bit too aggressively, because if F5 decide to call their bluff like they just did, they don't have Sandy's Eclipse, they don't have regular Eclipse to actually fight back. So they're pretty much just they're bluffing the entire time of we want to fight, and F5 called them on their bluff, and then they all died. For flip side, yes, that is bad, but they did keep 2 of their more important heroes alive, and there's another Roche available to them, so they can definitely go right back in for the Roche, grab it, and then get right back on the horse with the same exact game plan, except this time they'll have backup for all their ultimates and a double life for most likely the Luna. So yes, F5 did win that engagement, but I don't think it's going to make it any easier for them to win future engagements.
The Illidan, he's got his BKB has been doing a lot of work in these last few fights. I mean, even if the Shadow Demon does purge him, he is still able to do a lot of work with that Blink Dagger. Rarely see a Razor with a Blink Dagger.
Kind of respect towards the Luna. Very low range hero. Once you get into her face, start draining her damage, there's not much she could actually do about that. She also doesn't even have the Dragonlance. Probably isn't going to be going for it ever in this game. So yeah, coming into melee range, Luna versus Razor, usually it's pretty good for Luna, but it's not going to be the case in this game.
Yeah, but that's okay. They'll send in illusions. The fake Lunas will do the job.
Range rack. Melee maxes are full for now.
Raxes are dead. Moonwells are down. Wow.
Easy game.
Gotta be frustrating. And they go for another disruption.
It's a butterfly now.
They're trying to push something there, but Shashlo taking the high ground now. If you look at that impale range, already surveying the area, trying to get those kills in ranks. About to tumble here, 500 health down, about 1,000 short. Another disruption goes out. The downtime on this is just ridiculous. And now they moonlight. So I think they realize that this isn't the way to get about life, and immediately go for.
The Alpha Wolf isn't invisible and it's following Yo.
Oh, that's big, but meanwhile, the jump forward there of the Razor as well as PCC Vanskull will banish him off, but Illidan taking a lot of damage from Seedoy. He is unable to sap the damage this time, and he blinked in, get himself killed. The Undying will lose his life, but meanwhile, Shashlo just doing so much damage. TMW coming in there, jumps in with the ultimate, triple kill for him, and it's a GG call here from F5. Fantastic 5. They tried to hold, they tried their best to deal with this illusion push with that moonlight jump, but this time the Razor wasn't able to sap the Luna's damage, and you saw there right away with that Eagle Storm, able to pile in enough damage to take out that Razor even through his BKB, and as a result, well, flip side, we say they're inconsistent, but this is one of those times. BO1 single elimination, and they did it. They pulled through.
I don't think there was a static link on the Luna in that last fight. Yep. Even if there was, she just picked up her butterfly, so you can't really afford to trade hits with her once she gets that evasion as Illidan. And also in that last fight, it was the exact same thing as the fight that they just lost, except they had their eclipses. And what a difference that makes.
Yeah, it makes a difference, especially when the Razor doesn't get the good jump in. But it's really difficult when you're already pressured like that and you jump in blind. But overall, I think Flipside did a really good job with that draft. I mean, you saw it coming a mile away with the Luna disruptions, but yeah, Dying build was a little funny, a little funky, a little triggering, but overall it seemed to work out as a burst healer. And I really liked Flipside's draft, and I think F5 had a lot more to offer there. But that's the problem with BO1s, it's really harsh, you can't afford any mistakes, and Cheese usually wins. So Flipside, congratulations to them, they'll progress to the next round as well, and that is it for tonight, guys. That's 4 BO1s. There'll be 4 more tomorrow, same time, 1800 CEST. I'm Lysander. This is Mike. I will do my best to sort out the mic issues, guys. I did check earlier before the cast today, and I listened to it. It was fine. So I don't know what caused it during the draft or during the game or whatever. As for the Dota TV one, I will go and look at my settings again, but I'm pretty sure my co-broadcasters are muted. It's right here. You guys can see it. Mute co-broadcasters. That's usually what happens. And
I don't know why there would be an echo. It doesn't.
it doesn't
Muting
make any
broadcast.
sense tech-wise.
Yeah.
So it might be a Dota related thing. I don't know. It's very hard to tell. But Dota TV has had a pattern of messing up. So that one aside, I can't promise, but yeah, tomorrow's games I will fix mic on stream, and we'll see if the static goes away. So with that, I thank you guys for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with more games. You want to give us a follow and a shout out, go to our Twitters. They're in the stream title. Mikelorus and me, Lysander, and we'll be covering more games for you for the Dota 2 Champions League. You know, from today till the end of the week, actually. So stay tuned for more good games from EU, and hope to see you guys tomorrow as well as the rest of the week. So much love in Kappa. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed.